Hello, hello, hello. Hi guys, can you see me and hear me? If everything is good, I think we are live now. Okay, please do like this stream, guys. Okay. Okay, guys. As all of you know, the CAT response sheet is out. These are just the initial thoughts that I wanted to share with respect to the normalization, scaling, all of these things. We will update the percentile, the expected percentile, maybe in a couple of hours with the normalization and all, like we do every year. We got more than 10,000 people who have submitted their response sheets. So I think the what I feel is that the accuracy of our percentiles will be pretty good, maybe a couple of hours from now. Now, many of you might not many of you might be wondering how to actually get the score. To do that, just go to IMCAT, the website, and you download the URL. You copy the URL to paste it over here. We'll actually show you how to do that. So you can just go to IMCAT. Yeah. Once you go here, you can click on the login. Here you can enter your details. Okay, once you click the details, it's fine. You'll get a URL. Just paste the URL over here and you click submit. Once you click submit, you'll get the score. This is the score of one of our directors, one of the co-founders of Krakow. So you'll be getting how many are correct in Quant, how many are wrong in Quant. All of this you'll get. You'll get a score, and you are also getting a percentile. These percentiles right now are tentative. These are the percentiles that we have actually given before we actually got the data. Now that we got the data, we will work on it, and in a couple of hours we'll update the percentile predictor so that it is much more accurate. But the initial thoughts can be definitely shared. If you're going to the Krakow score calculator, okay, if you actually go to the refresh. Okay. If you go to the Krakow score calculator, we have put some graphs. These graphs are updating in real time. This is basically the VARC analysis across the 3 slots. So when you look at the graph, immediately you will figure out which slot is easier, which slot is more difficult. For example, in VARC, you can see that the yellow graph, which represents slot 3, is slightly to the right. When it is slightly to the right, it would imply that it is a slightly easier slot. So VARC, I think, is slightly easier. Again, another way to look at it is, as all of you know in DILR, somebody who is scoring, say 18 marks will be, or say over here, somebody who is scoring around 20 marks will be getting 60 percentile in slot 1, in slot 3, but they'll be getting much higher percentile in slot 2 and slot 3. So whenever the graph is to the right, it is definitely an easier graph. So tentatively, we feel that you can even look at the mean, median, and max score. If you're looking at the mean score of slot 3, it is 18. Slot 1 and slot 2, it is around 16. Similarly, the maximum score also in slot 3 is 62. Max score, I don't think will matter a lot, but the mean score will definitely have an implication. This is for VARC. If you're looking at DILR, again DILR, I would say definitely slot 3 is much easier. I know that many people might not like it, but that is what the data is actually suggesting. Where slot 1, I think, is the toughest in DILR, slot 2 is second, and slot 3 is definitely easier. And I think because it is much more to the right, all of the graph, I would say that the normalization will be pretty significant. Slot 1, I think, will definitely be helped in DILR, and slot 3 might definitely hurt a little. If you're looking at the Quant, I think all the 3 slots are very close to each other. Slot 3 is definitely slightly tougher. Slot 1 and slot 2, I think, are fairly identical. I don't think there will be a lot of normalization between slot 1 and slot 2 in Quant. I think slot 3 will gain a little. These are basically the initial thoughts. These are basically the initial thoughts that we have. If you have any doubts, do let me know. If you are asking us about when the graph will be updated, when the percentiles will be updated, we are working on it. Maybe it is around 11:45 now, right? Maybe you can come back at around 1:30, and by that time, I think we'll try to update the scores. We'll also try to give the normalization, and we'll try to improve the percentile predictor. Just give us maybe a couple of hours, and then we will work on it. Okay, guys, please do like the stream. If you have any doubts, please do comment below the chat. The percentiles and all, I think whatever is being shown right now is indicative. This is the percentiles that we predicted before we actually got hold of the data, before we actually looked at which slot is actually tougher based on the responses we got. Now that we got more than 10,000 responses, I think the percentile predictions will be very accurate. Just come back to us at around 1:30 or 2 p.m. We'll try to update the percentile predictor to the best of our ability. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in.